Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm showing you my everyday drugstore makeup routine. Fully drugstore, no ifs, ands, or buts. Let's get into the tutorial. Okay guys, I brought you in nice and close, so let's get started. Just make sure that your skin is nice and moisturized and so are your lips. So for primer, there are two different products that I like to use here. Number one being the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and then number two being the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. So starting off with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, I'm putting that all over my face. It's gonna make sure that our makeup stays in place the whole day. I do just like to put it on with my hands. You can really feel the stickiness of this primer, which just reassures that your makeup is gonna stay there. Next up, for a little bit of glow, I'm using the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, and this one is in the shade 5. The way that I like to put this on is just like this, all over my cheeks, my chin, and my forehead. The foundation that we're gonna be using next has a little bit less coverage than your usual foundation, so this one gives it a little bit of coverage and also a little bit of glow. I'm just gonna blend all of that in with my foundation brush. You can actually wear this as a foundation if you like. Personally, I feel like it doesn't give me enough coverage. So now that our skin is nice and glowy, it's time to go in with foundation. For foundation, I'm using the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. Just gonna put that on to my face. It is a little bit more of a watery texture. It just adds a little bit of coverage. It's a very light foundation. It's actually a skin tint, if anything. I know my skin looks amazing, but it feels really wet, so I'm going in with a beauty blender and just picking up any excess products. And also I'm blending out any streaky lines from the brushes that we were using. All right, it is time for concealer. I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and this one is in the shade 130. I'm using it under my eyes just like this. I know that the shade looks very intimidating. I like a really bright under eye, so I'm using this. And now with all my concealers, we're gonna look crazy, but I do like to let that kind of sit and dry down on my face, so it's time for brows now. I'm using this NYX brow pencil. This one is the NYX Powder Louder brow pencil, and it's in the shade black. I just like to start off by brushing my brows up and put them into the place that I would want them to be at. And then I only really fill in my arch. That's my place of problem, if anything, when it comes to my brows. So I just like to create a little fake arch like that right at the front, just so everything looks even. Now we're almost done brows, but I do like to go in with a brow gel. This one is by CoverGirl. It is their Clean Fresh Brow, and it's just the perfect drugstore brow gel. It does the trick, it's affordable, it's everything that you would want. I hate my little baby hairs that are always in the way. To blend out my concealer, I am using my beauty blender. You can use a brush. Sometimes I do use a brush. Today I'm just opting for a beauty blender because I'm in a little bit of a rush. For powder to set our face and our under eyes, I'm using none other than the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is one of the best, actually, this is the best drugstore powder ever. I'm going in with a powder puff for my under eyes, and I'm getting a lot of that product in there, and then I'm looking up and I'm pressing that into my under eyes. And that is how you set your under eyes. Without fail, it will look good every single time. I also like to set my eyelids, that way there's no creasing there. And the reason I even put concealer on my eyelids is because it makes your face look very unison when every part of your face is kind of the same color. And to set the rest of my face, I'm just grabbing a big buffing brush like this, and I am putting it all over my face. For eyeliner, I am using my all-time favorite, the NYX Epic Ink Eyeliner. There is really nothing that beats this. Let me know if you guys want to see an in-depth tutorial on how I do my wings. I'm doing a little bit of a smaller wing today. I think my most asked question in terms of makeup is an eyeliner tutorial, and I have done it before, but I'd be down to do one on YouTube. Perfect eyeliner is all done, and it's time for mascara. Now I have two faves here. First one is the CoverGirl Cleantopia mascara, and the second one is the Essence Lash Princess. You guys know that I've talked about the Lash Princess one for years now, and I do love it, but I love this one from CoverGirl too. For the sake of today's video, I'm gonna use the Essence one. I will say this is not my favorite mascara. There are other mascaras that I use that do a much better job at making it look like my lashes look like falsies. The only thing is they are high-end, so I used to be a believer that, you know, drugstore mascaras could do the same thing as high-end, but sometimes I've proven wrong, and this is definitely one of those times. But if you're on a budget, or if you don't really mind, then this is a great mascara for you. Okay, our eyes are now done. Let's go ahead with some blush, bronzer, and highlight. For blush, I'm using the NYX Buttermelt blush, and this one is in the shade You Know Butter. One of those shades that you know looks good on everyone, including my brown skin girls. This one, I believe, has a little bit of shimmer in it, which I think is nice because it makes you look a little more radiant and awake, which I love for Canadian winters because it is so dull outside. If I turn the camera around, it looks like depression outside. Adding some color just makes you feel like it's summer again. From the same line, I'm using the NYX Buttermelt bronzer, and this one is in the shade Do Butter. I'm going in very lightly with this because it's really pigmented, and I don't want too much of a bronzer contour situation right now. I also like to add a little bit of product right by my jawline We are coming up on the last couple steps. We're gonna end off with some highlighter on the base. This is from Wet n Wild. It is so affordable and so good on the skin. So I just like to tap a little bit of product in and then just put that on the high point of my face. Again, I already told you guys that the blush had a little bit of highlight in it, so I don't have to go too crazy. Now, before I go ahead with my lip combo, I do usually like to set my face. I'm using the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. I need to get a new one. It is almost done. This also works out perfectly because you do want to let your setting spray dry, so I'll do my lips while I'm waiting. I'm actually going to be showing you guys my favorite drugstore nude lip combo today, and we're starting off with the Milani lip liner. This one is in the shade Rich Cocoa. I just overline a little bit, not too much. For the lipstick itself, we're using the CoverGirl Clean Lip Color in the shade Cocoa Whirl. I'm just going to go ahead and fill my lips in. These are super hydrating. Now that itself looks so stunning, but I'm going to add a gloss on top. This is the Maybelline Lip Gloss in the shade Ice. I really just think it pulls the lip together. And there you go, you guys. That is my 15-minute everyday drugstore makeup tutorial. Obviously, some days I will take stuff out. Like sometimes I won't wear an eyeliner. Sometimes I won't do such a heavy lip combo. It just depends on what you're feeling like doing. So it's totally interchangeable. Thank you guys so much for making it this far. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below. Let me know what other videos you want to see. I'm always here to take your requests and film them for you guys. I will see you guys in the next video.